All right. Well, happy Monday, everyone. You all look like you have big smiles on your face and ready to go for the week, right? All right. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and you should be seeing my Canvas login now. We are going to be doing session 3 for your 6E lessons today. And in this process, it will be, as you probably saw in your meeting invite, we're going to focus on screencasting and Edpuzzle. And this will be a little bit more of a technology lesson than you've had from me in the past. Last month when we were together, not last week, last month when we were together, we did a little bit more about the theory of creating your instructional video, right? We talked about good and bad practices, things like that. But we really didn't get into the technical part of it. Right now, I believe most of you are using Zoom to record your videos, not all. I'm going to give you a few other options today and teach you a little bit about a tool called Screencastify. And then we're going to bleed into some experience with Edpuzzle. So before we really get started, I'll go back here and finally get my slide up. This is where we are, and this is our learning target for today. I can create a video with appropriate content chunking to ensure student engagement. And that is our goal today. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take a moment and answer a poll so I can get some feedback as to what experiences you've had so far. So I'm going to go ahead and launch this poll. Please take a moment and answer the questions on this poll.
Deanna, is Screencastify like Screencast-O-Matic? Is it the same?
I don't know. What do you think? Do your best. I'm not going to give you any answer.
Oh, okay.
All right. I think I have everyone now. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll now. And I'm going to share the results. You should be seeing the results now, right? I did that right? Okay,
yes.
Good. All right. So, awesome sauce. 100% of you are using YouTube to post your videos. I thought that would be the case. We've talked about that in your coaching. Are you using a playlist for your course? And only a couple of you are. I would encourage you to do this in YouTube if you haven't been. And it's a pretty simple process. So I might, if we have some time here, I'll show you how to do that in a moment or two, okay? If not, I'll send a quick video out for you. Have you ever used Screencastify before? So 3 of you have, 6 of you have not. That's good. That's so I'm going to get to show you something new today. And then have you ever used Edpuzzle before? And I'm glad I asked this question because I was about to make the assumption that you've all used it before. It looks like a few of you are going to be newbies. So some of this I might be repetitive for some of you. So just try to be patient and try to take away at least one new thing, even if it's tools you've used before. Okay, so go ahead and stop sharing that and close the poll. Come on back. So those of you that haven't, although we've all uploading, but here's in the Engage, there's a quick little video for you to if you haven't been using YouTube to its fullest, then I'm just going to take a quick moment to show you kind of the best, I would believe, the best practice to creating playlists. And the only reason I do this is really just, I don't know if the only, but it's for my sanity. So if you create a playlist here, and you notice that I have a playlist for each one of my preps. So, and you can call it whatever you want to call it. And then I'm just going to go to one of them. The benefit will be not necessarily. Hey, kindergartners, it's me again. We're going to. Sorry, you don't need to listen to me. The benefit is maybe not right now, but the benefit's going to be later when, one, I have learners that come in, let's even say this week, that I want them to do some background to get them caught up. I can assign these, or I can assign the whole playlist, plus an organization for me when next year, when I might want to repurpose some of these, I can see the sequence that I put them in. And it's just really like a folder type organization. And also, once you have it in a playlist, you can assign the whole playlist, starting from a current video or from, you know, the very beginning of the playlist if you want to. So just some reasons that I use it. Certainly not a requirement, but I thought I'd bring it out so that you knew that the possibilities there. All right, we're going to move right into the meat of today then. The first task we're going to work on is Screencastify. So Screencastify is a screencasting tool. It's what I'm using to create my videos. One of the reasons I like it is because, one, it's free. Two, it runs on the browser. And one of the reasons I chose it for you guys is because it's free and runs on the Chrome browser, which means your learners could be using this tool also. It's pretty simple to use and to find yourself. So let's go ahead and look at the read part of the Explore together today. I'm going to run this a little different than what we've done before. Go to slides. Let me back up a second. All right. In the Staff Hub in Canvas. Yes. You're breaking up. Okay. Says up. I'm open now. Are you hearing me now? Yeah, I'm still getting a message just saying your speaker is not working. Please check your connection on this speaker. I'm on the internal speaker, so we'll go ahead and give it a try.
You're clear right now.
I am. Okay. All right, let's see what happens when I share. I still have the error up here that's telling me that. So just interrupt me again, please. Okay. And I'll start back over again. So first in Canvas, this session is in the Staff Hub, and we are on session 3 for PD. If you want the slides, they are here, but I'll also I'll post this in the chat so that you don't have to go digging. So there's the link in there. I'm hoping that's the right link for you. We are going to go over to the Screencastify read part of this, and we'll talk through it a little bit. the nice part about Screencastify, again, it works in the tab. It's a Google Chrome app or an extension. You can embed your webcam, narrate, and record offline if you need to also. So you've all seen my videos in the past where it's recording my my webcam. It also will spotlight your mouse as you're clicking and pointing on things as you use this. It's an upgrade of using Zoom. There's also these drawing pens and tools that will pop up so that you can annotate and highlight. Some other things is as a quick autosave right to your Google Drive, because there's an integration with that we'll use, and upload directly to YouTube. Some other things that you can read in here at your leisure, but those are the highlights to the read part. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to demo for you what really is in this video to watch. So you can come back and watch this video if you want in the Explore part, but instead of you reading it, I'm going to just demo how it works. So first step is to go to the Google Chrome store and download the extension for Screencastify. And I'll have you do this in a few minutes. Mine says when I bring it up, rate it, because I already have it installed. But so hang tight. We're going to have you install that in a minute. In order to record, once you have it installed, all you do is click up here. And it's telling me I can't annotate on this tab because because of the nature of this tab. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to hit I can choose to do my browser tab only. I would suggest that you do that because it uses less memory, and then the video file is smaller also. Sometimes you can't do that depending on what you're trying to record. So if you need to record your whole desktop, choose your whole desktop. But right now I'm just going to choose this tab that I'm on. I can do my webcam only in case you just want them to see your bright, shiny face. That's good too. Here you choose your microphone. Notice I have multiple microphones, which is probably my issue this morning. And then I can choose which web camera I want it to use. Remember on your laptops, guys, you might not remember this. You have a rear and a front and a rear camera. So you can do some other things with your recordings. I'll sometimes even pull my camera down so that I can record like something I'm doing on a piece of paper to demo with the kids. For me, like it's counting coins and things like that, but you guys might have a little bit more robust things to do. I'm going to pull my camera front here, and then I'll just click on record. I'm not sure how this is going to work for us to demo while I'm working with you guys.
3,
also
2,
yep, it's
1.
gonna. So it does a countdown for you. You see it brings my webcam up here in the bottom. The cool thing I wanted to show you about is that when I highlight something, see how it kind of puts that little mouse highlight around it. I can also annotate with color. If I want to circle or tab something, I can erase that pretty quickly also. Well, maybe not that quickly. There's also a timer thing. Some of you have asked about the timers where you can show the timer through the video. Just some extra things in here you can do that make it a little bit nicer. Just really being able to have the mouse highlight and being able to underline and circle things, draw things helps, right? So when I'm done, I'll just hit the X and I'm done. I lied. Click up here. X closes the annotation. I'm going to stop it. It'll immediately open a new tab.
So it does.
and it starts uploading to your Google Drive immediately. It automatically creates a folder on your Google Drive for Screencastify. See, mine is right here. And it will, if you don't read, bad practice on my part here, by the way, it gives them by date. You probably should, like I did on once here, rename it to be something relevant to you. And then you can just copy the link or view it on the Google Drive here. Now I have a, when you first create the account, that'll let you demo the editing tools, the pro account for 30 days. So I have these editing tools, but those will go away in the free one. So just know that's going to happen. Okay. It's really not any editing on this free one. We're going to use the free one for a little while and let you practice with it and see how we like it before we decide to make any kind of purchase here. But I just encourage you to look at this and try this. And actually your assignment's going to have you at least experiment once with it. I know that only 3 of you said you had experience with Screencastify. How many, maybe in chat, you could just tell me, have screencasted before? That means something other than Zoom to record video or to record your screen. And then just give me some feedback in the chat.
Can you repeat the question, Deanna, please?
Yeah, just in chat, tell me whether you've screencasted with any tool at all before. Loom doesn't count, guys. Loom is cool, but Loom doesn't really screencast. It really just records a video of your webcam that I know of. Let's put it that way.
So when I use Loom, I can do a lot of the same things that I do with Zoom. I can record my screen, share my screen, etc.
Right. I don't believe it has any kind of annotation tools or exportability, right?
When you say exportability, I can share it with my learners then.
Right, right. But it has to stay in Loom.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
It's still a good option.
Okay.
And yes, Becky, you can pause in Screencast-O-Matic or in Screencastify. It's almost identical to Screencast-O-Matic, other than it runs in your web browser, so you don't have to download that little piece of software. So it means it runs on a Google Chromebook, right? So otherwise, it's just about identical. Back here. So no, you can't go back and edit without a paid version. With a paid version, we could. Same with Screencast-O-Matic. Can't really edit. So, and that's something that we will entertain. And Becky, you like to spend money, girlfriend. We can absolutely entertain it, but just to be good stewards of our money, let's try it out. Bang the doors a little bit, kick the fenders, that phrase goes, and let's see if you like it before we spend any money on something. But the free one does a lot. So what your task is going to be is to you're going to do my Ed puzzle that I have in here in my PD classroom, and it's going to show you how to install Screencastify and do a little, and I want you to experiment with it. So I'm going to give you, I think about 10 minutes and before I'm going to be the summit person. Don't start yet. Listen to all of my directions. I can't make you half master computers, but we want to first you're going to use this link to go to my Edpuzzle PD classroom, and then you're going to complete the Edpuzzle install Screencastify, and then once you're done, you're going to practice and play around with Screencastify a little bit. I'm going to give you 10 minutes, and I'll put a timer up. This will take you through all of that, Heather, how to do all that. So once you go to my Edpuzzle, it's going to teach you that. If it doesn't, I'll be here in the chat while you guys are working through the steps. But this is where it should land you when you take that, go to that link. And it should, there's a couple of questions in the Screencastify Edpuzzle that you're going to complete for me. So cross my fingers, that looks like I think it's going to work. And I'm going to give you 10 minutes now to complete this due. I'll leave it up here, and I'll also put a quick timer on here for you. Any questions before I let you go for 10 minutes to do this? Yes, you will sign in with your CPDLF Google account. Okay. All good? All right, I will give you 10 minutes now. We will come back at 9:33, hopefully. If you are done before that, please post in the chat that you're all done, okay? And you're ready to move on.
Deanna, can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
When I go here, it says add new class or Google Classroom. Am I doing Google Classroom? Does that happen to anybody else?
I'm actually stuck on how to click on the link because it's your screen, right?
Oh, you know what? I shared it with
Like
everyone.
this is, I
but-
pulled my own up.
Yeah. Let me, I was afraid I put the wrong link in here. Okay. Leslie's going to try to fix my error here, I bet. She's probably thinking, all right, go to Edpuzzle, log in, and then join my class with this link or code.
Okay. Yeah, mine's being weird. All right, so I'll click on it. All right.
Let me know if anyone else is struggling, because I'm not sure if I got these directions right. It's the first time I've done this.
Mine works fine. I didn't have to put anything in.
Okay, good. All right.
Deanna, I can't do this. It's not working.
Because it's signing you in as a teacher. Tell her that.
It's signing me in as a teacher.
I got the student page and she has the teacher page. See, I think you need to sign out. It keeps signing you in because you're signed in as a teacher.
Okay, let me try this.
So yeah, I put the link in for you in your Hangout. Go straight to that link, but you might need to sign out first as a teacher and sign back, then hit the link, and then access that as a student. All right. I know a couple of you are still working. Go ahead and do that. And I saw a couple things, remarks in the chat. Heather, I can work with you to see what's up there with your mic. You maybe have mic issues like I am, but so one of the things I wanted to show you in this process was as you were learning about how to install Screencastify, because I embedded that video and provided it via Edpuzzle, I could do a couple of different things. And you guys are certainly aware of, oh, geez, so sorry. Certainly aware of how you can add questions and things like that. I actually edited the length and cropped the video a little bit. I think many of you do those kind of things. And I added some questions and prompts for you to stop and try to chunk your learning as you went along so that you were more actively engaged, so that you weren't passively just watching the video and then going to try it. So hopefully you followed the prompts and you did the things that I asked you to do at each stop along the way. You notice when I in class, because we have the Edpuzzle for the paid version of Edpuzzle, so you can, if you want to, enable this class option. And I think the easiest way to do it is to provide the learners with the link and let them kind of enroll themselves in your course, which is exactly what you just did. There are some other options, but I think this is the easiest option, and they can be in multiple classes, so don't worry about that. And because I assigned it in here, I know that 6 of the 10 of you have engaged with it or actually turned it all the way in. I can't know whether they've watched it. I can look very specifically at let's pick on Trisha. Why not, right? So I can see that she wasn't real successful with this video. She didn't turn it in. She only watched 40% of it. I can see where she stopped at. I get lots of great analytics because of putting it in this way. I can also go down and pick on Leslie from in here, and I can see that she got 100. She watched 100% of it. She got 100%. She spent 6 minutes on it. Now, this would be a red flag, and I'm really picking on Leslie now. Red flag for me because she spent 6 minutes with the video up. The video was 4 minutes and 50 seconds. The couple of the tasks that I had you do along the way should have taken longer than an extra minute and 10 seconds. So my guess is, and this is not a slam because Leslie's probably already knows and familiar with the tool, she did not install Screencast-O-Matic and do the Chrome store while she was watching the video. She finished through the video and then went and installed it. And that's okay, but sometimes you might want, that might be useful information for you in other learning situations for your students. Go back here and I could have navigated differently. Let's look at Heather, probably the same deal. You can see Heather missed one of the questions. And I can see exactly which one. And we can go through this. So my questions were pretty boring and didn't really give me a lot of information about the learners. I would recommend you do a little bit better question skills than I did here. And to practice those question skills, we're going to move on to the explain part of the lesson. And you are going to write your own explain question here, and we're going to do this explain together. You won't you can post it in Canvas, and I'll show you where in Canvas to post it when I give you some time here. I provided you here with a little chart, and it's in Canvas too, which is a little larger for you to see. This is just a tool to help you write better questions based on the Bloom's taxonomy in this little poster, and then I provide a website link in Canvas also. Your task now is going to be to choose one of these prompts to write a question that you want to answer in this discussion to explain what you learned in exploring Screencastify. And you can add on there Edpuzzle if you want to. Um, and post your question to the discussion board and then post your answer underneath the question you wrote for yourself. Is that clear? Okay. So if you go over to Canvas, we've done, I'll walk you through it. We go to the Staff Hub, Professional Learning. Then you're going to go to session 3, which is what we're in today. We've already done this part together. Skip past that. Skip past the explore. And here is the discussion. And there's a website that has some more prompts if you want to use it. So post your question you wrote for yourself and then post your answer. And I'm going to give you 5 minutes for this, but if I see people are done before that, then that's good too. So I'll just mute and give you that time to do that.
Deanna, I have a question about the question.
Go for it.
Wait, so it says, use one of the prompts below to write a question that you want to answer in this discussion to explain you have learned.
What you have learned.
So wait, what am I'm asking a question.
So you're writing your own question that you're going to answer.
About what I learned about screencasts. Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to answer, tell me in your own words why Screencastify is better than Zoom. That could be my question.
Okay. All right.
And
Gotcha.
question, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Mhm.
I just like to say that was my question. Almost. Exactly.
That's funny.
Seriously.
So I'm confessing that I didn't follow directions right and I answered my question right within my same post.
I did the same thing.
But I can't see anybody else's posts yet.
You should, what you did is exactly right, Kim. So maybe my directions weren't clear.
Now I'm seeing more. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, it won't, I have it set up so that you can't see anybody's posts until you post your own. So we have about 2 more minutes on this. So make sure if you just posted your question that you also answered the question. And make sure you stay on task with what the question is. The question is about following these directions up here. To a discussion that explains what you're doing while exploring Screencastify. So stay focused on that question. Okay, looks like just everyone, people still finishing up. So to finish up, we have about another 30 seconds or so here. Okay, while those of you that are finishing up, the rest of you, I want you to pick one of the questions that someone posted and answered and reply to at least one other person in there. So read through them, find one that speaks to you and reply to it. Do not reply to something someone else already has if you can see that before you do it. Try to pick something that nobody else has replied to. It'll give you another 30 seconds or so to do some of that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on. It looks like most of you have had a chance to reply to someone else. If you haven't, try to remember to come back and do this. This particular piece is not due until November 25th. You have a nice long window for these assignments. So, because I don't really see you in November other than for coaching, okay? So, you have a long window to get these things done. So November 25th for this one, if you didn't do it all. Every time I mute, they don't bark. And when I'm opening my mic, they're barking. Hopefully next week I'll have an office. All right, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna click on next in Canvas. And I'm just gonna illustrate the quick quiz that you have to do. Again, this one's due November 25th. So before you leave for the Thanksgiving holiday, just a quick reminder, just so you know whether I know whether you've got all the items that and understood them there. Don't watch how I navigate to this. This is, Patty will be familiar with this, but got myself. So the next thing I want to go over is your job embedded task. And it looks really clunky in Canvas. I'll try to clean it up if I can. I'm going to switch over to the slides to show you where a better description of this. It looks like a lot more than it is. It's just because I've added a lot of direction in here. I've also put a reminder to where to get to the slide deck in this Elaborate so that you have it. But here are the steps, and we'll go through them. It's one of the reasons I wanted to have a little bit of time here at the end to go through these. So basically, what you're going to do, in a nutshell, the overview is you're going to do the recording for one of your wills with Screencastify. And I want you to try it once. I know those of you have some favorite tools, but I want you to try it in Screencastify once. Remember, the big added bonus with Screencastify and other tools is that your learners can use the exact same tool you're using if you ever want them to submit work like this. And there's some real benefits in you using the same tool. So the big idea is that you're going to do your video for your will using Screencastify. You're going to upload it to YouTube. You're going to take that YouTube video and put it in Edpuzzle and either crop or add questions to chunk the information like I did in the Edpuzzle video, okay? And then you're going to assign them the Edpuzzle video. That's a big piece of the steps. So I have lots of little directions in here. These are the messiest screens that I think I've ever created, so I'm not proud of them. So I'm going to walk you through them, and I'll probably try to create a Screencastify just to walking through these steps also and post it. But first step is create the video, right? So however you've been doing your prep for your video for your will, but except for instead of using Zoom or Screencast-O-Matic or whatever else you're using, I want you to try Screencastify for this assignment. Okay, so once you get it installed up here, and in coaching I can help you if you're still stuck on any of this. You're going to use this to record your video. Make sense? All good there? Once it's done, remember it'll automatically go to your Google Drive. So then you're going to go to your Google Drive and take that video and upload it to YouTube. Most of you are already doing that, so that's not a problem. You're going to grab that YouTube URL and you're going to go to Edpuzzle. I'll open this up for you real quick. You're going to go to Edpuzzle and you're going to put actually that URL in here. I closed my YouTube prematurely, didn't I? So I'm just going to randomly grab one of mine. Stop it before you hear me talk and sound goofy. Here's my YouTube link, right? Whoops, I don't want the playlist. I just want my YouTube. I'm going to go back to Edpuzzle. So I'm logged into Edpuzzle. Up here where it says search content, I'm just going to click and put my YouTube link. It should automatically bring you right to your video that you want to mock up, okay? So if I want to crop, I can just use the crop tools to crop it. Most of you have done something like that before. Go to the area that I wanted to go to.
Hey there.
So let's say I want
You
it
watched
here.
the whole thing.
I want to go here and I want to add a quiz to it. When I turn on the quiz, I get the little question mark. And I can do the quiz here, okay? I'll send you a full Edpuzzle review. But it's pretty simple. When I click on quizzes at the exact point that I want one in, I just click it. And I can do an open-ended question. I can do a multiple choice question. Just make sure if you do multiple choice, you choose which one's the right answer. Okay, can have multiple right answers if you saw there. I can add more distractors if I want. Or I can just add a call out, which you saw me do in the video I did for you. When I'm done putting it in, I'm just going to click done here, save, and continue. Then I can move further in the video.
Kids. And
Of course, I don't want you to hear me talk. It's okay to hear the little ones hear me talk, but here's the question mark again, or I can switch it to audio notes and I can record audio that I want to just add in there. I'm going to remove that.
this one's fun too. I can sleep on one leg.
And then here's another time if I want to put another quiz in here, I just hit the question mark. This time I'm just going to put in open-ended and save. And then I hit continue. And I can just keep moving through the video like that. Okay. The directions are kind of in this, or kind of, they're in the slides, but I'll do a quick overview for you also. I'm going to just pretend like I'm completely finished here. I'm going to click finished. And I can assign to a class that I have set up if I wanted to, or I can just switch over to public links. When we had an account that wasn't paid for, the free account, I don't believe you could do the assign to a class and do all the analytics. You could only do the public links. I would recommend that if you can, set up your class and invite your kids to it like I did for you. And I think you'll find benefit in being able to see, and of course you can assign it to more than one class if you saw there. And I can assign manually to only a few students. So if I only wanted to make Barbara take this, I could. Okay, and you can do the assign. I know I'm doing this fast. I'll do a little tutorial and send it out to you also that's direct. But also I know that you're pretty bright people, and I think you can probably figure most of this out on your own. So you don't have to wait for me, and give it a try, because it's okay to have a little bit of struggle in you working through this, right? So I'm going to come back to the elaborate directions. Here's where it said sign in, click content, paste the URL, copy any questions you want, and assign it to your learners. So there's step one, create the video, upload to YouTube, edit in Edpuzzle, and then here's directions on how to assign in Edpuzzle. Then that's the whole shebang. So I want you to, again, create a video with Screencast-O-Matic, upload it to YouTube, embed it in Edpuzzle, do some add some questions, voiceovers, whatever you see fit. Definitely a few questions, right? Because the goal, the learning target for you today was to be able to chunk appropriately content for your learners. Many of you have talked about how your Will's videos are very long. This is a way for you to kind of chunk that a little bit and add some engagement along the way with them, and for you to measure their engagement with your video. And then you'll just give me a quick link to where your Edpuzzle is when you turn it in Canvas to me. So you can do more. I have it all open, so you can add text box URL, record file. I really only need your URL to Edpuzzle, but if you want to share more with me, go for it. Okay. And then your last thing is a reflection, and I gave you 3 questions to reflect on, and you can do that in Canvas. The elaborate and the express, you'll notice, are not due until December 2nd. So you have time to figure this out. If you want to do it right away, I'm cool with that. I'll try to get your feedback early. If it's, want to do it this week so it's fresh in your mind, or next week. If you want to wait and do coaching, and we can do some coaching more around this, can do it that way too, whatever, but you're not required till December 2nd. So these two, you have a lot of time to bang out. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I rambled a lot there without taking a break to ask for questions. So if you
Deanna,
have questions, I'm ready for them now. I know that we're right at 10 o'clock in case you need to move forward. Okay. So some of you might have something going on at 10. So go ahead, Becky, your first question.
okay, I guess I don't have to raise my hand here. But I
It's
thought
cool
you
for aesthetic.
I thought you said something was due in November though, around Thanksgiving. Which
Yep.
one was that?
The first two parts are due your explain, which we mostly did together. So if you finish that was the discussion board and the quick quiz. Or due
Okay, the explain and the quick quiz. And what was the date of that?
November
20
25th.
25th.
Yep. And they should show up on your phone. If you notice in Canvas, there's a to-do here.
Mm-hmm.
So things should show up here and you can just exit to get rid of it. But you
Okay.
should be showing it on the calendar. So the evaluate and the explain are due the 25th before you leave for Thanksgiving. And the rest of it's due the week after you come back from Thanksgiving. So you have a whole week after that.
Okay, that sounds good. Thanks.
Yep. All right. I'm going to stop sharing and stop the recording if